Have you ever seen a craft and thought to yourself, ooh, I could totally make that? Well, you totally can. I'm mass making the easiest little booklets today, perfect for building your stash, and trust me, you're gonna want to join in. So grab your book pages, or grab some scraps, or both, and meet me over on the craft desk. We're making these mini booklets for mass make March. So much fun, you're gonna be so addicted. Hello, crafty friends and creators from around the globe. Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. And if you're new, welcome. I'm DJ and this is the studio. And all right, look, if you ever thought to yourself, I really want to make some really cute junk journal ephemera, or I want to paper craft something cute, and you just don't think you have the skills, well, this project's for you. Actually, all the projects are for you, but this one is especially for you. These mini booklets, they're so fun. They're so easy. Honestly, I'm a little addicted. We're mask making them today, so grab your book pages and your scraps, some index cards, whatever you have, honestly, and we're going to start making. All right, so I'm going to get you to where I am right now because I had to play ahead or this video would have been hours and hours long. Basically, everybody's got book page, usually, okay? What I did was I got out my book pages and I got out some of my ink, but hold on, if you don't have ink, don't leave the video. I have some good news. I just went over my page with, this one's not so juicy, but I just went over the page with my ink and my distress oxides. So I did that. Let me see what's up here. This one a little, maybe this one's a little juicier. I just kind of covered the page, the book page. I wanted to give it some color. I'm going to be working with a fairy theme, so I kind of went for some lighter colors. But if you're doing a grungy theme, you can go ahead and just take, this one's way juicier, your distress pads and, you know, kind of do a distress look. Okay, how easy was that? That took me less than a few seconds. All right, and then what I did was I just took these, and don't worry, I'm going to give you the hack if you don't have the ink, and I glued them together just to make them a little sturdier, okay? If you don't have ink, use some markers, okay? These are just, if not better, than the ink pads because of their coverage. And these are Crayolas, guys. These are nothing. You can get them in the dollar store sometimes. They're a couple of bucks. You could probably use the dollar store brand of, but I think these are in there, so you might as well grab these. These are some Sharpies. I can just kind of go back in here with a Sharpie and make it another color. So if you don't have ink, you could use watercolor. You could use acrylic paint. You could use whatever you have, honestly. And if you don't have anything at all, you don't have to color them. You can just leave them plain book page. You can go over them with a little gesso if you have it, or some white acrylic paint just to kind of push it back. But anyway, those are some options of what you can do to kind of cover up your pages. And it goes so quick. I mean, so quick. All right, and then what I did for these was I have this little Sizzix Thinlits, and it has this file folder punch. And so I'm going to make these, you know, you saw, into little file folder booklets. And so I used this die cut, but hold up, if you don't have a die, you can do these too. You don't have to cut these into file folders. This one is just cut down the side. And it actually was a little longer, so now I have a bonus tuck in here. So if you don't have the dies, don't worry about it. If you do, it just makes it a little cutesy. So you can just do that. And if you don't have any book page, usually you have some index cards, right? I made this cute one with a little index card. And you wouldn't even be able to tell it was an index card if I didn't tell you, or if you didn't look real close and saw that red line right there. But look at this, right? It's just an index card. You can see the marker in the background, but it really pushes it back when you put your decorations on. So don't worry about that. Use a magazine page. Uh, whatever you have. If you have books that have pictures in them, you can use those. You can use cardstock. You can use regular copy paper. Use what you have. Okay, that's the point. I'm belaboring it. I have those. Then I have, I cut out the ephemera kit from the Fae. So I have an ephemera kit of fairies, and it's in my shop if you want to get it. But what I did was I cut it out in regular size. So it comes with like 7 or 8 pages with all of these bits on it that you can use in ephemera. And so I printed it out and I cut them out. They're all mostly square, so it's not like there's not much you're doing except cutting out straight lines. There's a few fussy cuts in there and words. So that's the hardest struggle. But then I also took them and put like 2 to a page. And I have a video about how to do that in Canva, how to make items bigger or smaller so that you can print them more than one on a page. So I did that with some of them and got some smaller images. So that's what I'm going to work with today because, like I said, I'm going to do a fairy theme. And this was the perfect ephemera pack. It's an ephemera building pack specific for this. And so that's what we're going to work with. So I am going to actually, I'm going to take this pad off my desk because I think it'll just be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. Sometimes this is more cumbersome. So we'll do that. It seems to open it up a little better. Yeah? All right. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to take the ephemera out. I have it's divided into sort of like the sizes that they are just to make it a little easier on me. I don't know what you can see here. Some of the bigger ones I usually use for full journal backgrounds. These are all part of the kit, and I might save some of them for that. There's also some bigger ones that have pictures on them. This one I love with the fairies dancing around the star with the little baby fairy. So these make great journal covers or toppers rather for your journal covers. So I might save them for those, or I could tear up the ones that are kind of neutral and use them. And then there's some strips in there. So I have those little pictures. This is the full size that it comes. And then when I put 2 on a page, I got a smaller one. I just thought that would be fun to give me a little extra. So using them up, and here. These might be a little too big too, but I could take some components from them. So we'll keep them there as an option. I'm probably just mostly going to be using the little bits, especially these, which are from when I put 2 on a page. Okay. So you want to have some extra book page or some kind of background paper of some type to use if you have it. Graph paper, ledger paper, I like to use. So I have some vintage ledger paper, but you can find this online as a free printable, not by me, but there's plenty of people out there who have it. And yeah, just like anything with like numbers, grids, things like that, I find very useful as background images. I'm trying to see what else I have here. I was prepared, but then I got distracted. So yeah, like something like this, it's very basic, so it's not going to distract too much, but sometimes we need a piece of paper there to kind of pull something to the front. So that's the purpose of these pages. So we'll get right into it. I'm just going to show you just how easy these go together and how easy they are to make. I do need some ink because that's my deal. If you're new here, you might not know, but I love me some ink. This is Vintage Photo Distress ink by Ranger. It's in the Tim Holtz line of inks, and just going to go around this. And so I cut out, you can see I have a bunch of them. I think in total this took me an hour between painting them, gluing, well, not painting, but inking them, gluing them, and then cutting them out. So I spent about an hour, and I'm going to get quite a bit of it. We know that the time is always in the decorating. So that's where, that's why I brought this video up. I figured I could give you some ideas for decorating and what we can do on the inside of these. All right, so I like to do the cover first. You guys can do this. It's a simple formula. Once you see it, you'll get it. You just want something in the background. It doesn't matter what. And I usually pick two things, and then I pick a focal point. That can vary from time to time, but you know, usually that's my starting point. I usually get two types of papers and then a focal point. So let's say that one's not going to stand out too much. I have some more of these. Maybe the pink one. And yeah, I'm just going to tear around. You can cut these very neat if that's your jam, but it is not mine. And this is a mass make. So we're going to make a bunch of them, and then this way we build up our stash, right? So it is mass make March, and I want to mass make. These are all pieces, again, from that kit. I'm probably going to stick mainly to these just because of the size. So there's a little fairy here with some stained glass wings almost. And I'm just going to ink her up. And again, the reason for those background papers is really just to make this pop off the page. And you can kind of lay them out different ways. So you can lay it out like that, which is what I'll probably do on here. I might move it up a little like that. You can kind of stack them like this and lay that over it. But you kind of see, like, by doing, and the number 3 for some reason is a magic number. So if you can get 3 to start with, it'll kind of kick you off. Two contrasting. Now this could be a black piece of paper. It could be a piece of book page. It could be anything. This is just what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. And I kind of like to offset them in a weird way, so that maybe this will hang over the page a little, but it's inside the page here. I might move it up a little. I'll play with it until I find something that I like, and then I'll glue it down. So let's see. I do like that we can see those numbers. So maybe I'll do something like that. All right, let me get the first one down, and you can just kind of follow along. If you're very new to this, and you haven't really built out a lot of stuff, just do exactly what I'm doing. Well, don't drop it on there like that. Don't do that. But just do exactly what I'm doing. Just tear a piece of paper, put it down on the page, tear another piece of paper, put it down on the page. You know, if you don't like ink, don't ink. That's it. It's 2 torn pieces of paper on there. Super easy. You can do this. And then this, I'm going to hang it off the page a little. I like the way that looks, and I could probably position it 6 different ways, but I'm just going to find something that I like and glue it down. The more you think about it, the more you get in your head, the harder it becomes, because you'll always second guess yourself. And in the end, I think getting it actually done is what's important. Okay, and then I have these woods from the kit, so I'm going to use some of these. Some of them I might just go grab some other words, but I think I'll use Fairy Light. Not like Bud Light, but Fairy Light. Let me ink this a little. Makes it pop. And this word is a bit lighter, so it'll really show up on the page. Okay, I can put it there. I could put it down here. I could put it over on this side. It really doesn't matter. I just find somewhere where I like to see it sit, and then I'll put it down. So one is done. One done, the cover. Anyway, now for the inside, what I like to do is to grab a little paper, leftover coffee dyed paper. You could use a printable, you could use just regular copy paper, whatever you have. And I want to just kind of make just one page on the inside. I don't want these to be too crazy because I want to make a lot of them. So what I'm going to try to do is just get a piece of paper that will fit in here. And I'm tearing it with a ruler, so it doesn't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, I pretty much prefer that it's not perfect. And then those pieces that we're tearing off, we can use again inside here on the covers of other ones. So just keep them, kind of off on your desk. And I didn't do the inside here, so I'm going to do some of that quick. And now I sew mine, but you don't have to. Don't worry if you don't want to sew. You can also just kind of glue them into place. It's one piece of paper, and you can just take a really thin line of glue. Down that center line. It's glue. It's going to hold. They're junk journals. We're not building, books to last for centuries. It's just not going to happen. And you use a ruler, you just kind of hold it in place and let it dry, and then it works. Okay, once that's dry, you can kind of come back in here and sharpen that so you can open the page. But while it's drying, you don't want to do that. But anyway, so that's that. I am going to sew mine just to show you what it looks like, and then we'll fill in the inside. Okay, a couple of notes here in case you're new. You want to let the glue dry before you sew, but if I'm sewing, I usually wouldn't use glue anyway. I tend to sew from the back because that's where I can best see the line, and that's where I am usually inking. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and use a larger stitch, because if you use too small a stitch, basically what you're doing is perforating the paper, and your pages are going to tear out more easily. Now, if that's something you want to happen, then use a smaller stitch. All right, so inside now, I'm just going to find that would fit. I want to make a little pocket in here. That would also be nice. I think I'm going to use that. They're like butterflies. I have it upside down. Maybe we can just, yeah, I'm just going to use a piece of this. It's fine. It's abstract. It's abstract. Well, ink. And you can go to town inside these if you want to spend more time. I kind of just either put a pocket in here or some kind of tuck in here. I guess I glued that a little off. Okay. Nothing a little ink can't fix. Like a side tuck. So we'll do both, and then you can see kind of what I do. I have this punch that is from my envelope making board, but you could use a circle punch also, just a regular circle punch. You don't have to punch it at all. Whatever you have, and then just glue it down. Little trick to hold the side that you're not going to glue. This way you don't put glue on it by mistake. All right, something like that. And then we can get a little something to put in the pocket here. I'm just going to clip off the corners so it looks kind of like a ticket. It's not going to be a ticket, but it looks like a ticket. It's ticket-esque. All right, I have all this stuff here, so I might as well use it. and you get a lot, especially if you double. And it took me, well, all right, I'm like 5 sentences at once. It didn't take me that long to cut these out in retrospect. I think I spent an hour, not even, but I was watching YouTube videos, so it went super fast and I didn't mind. But I did a lot. I did 7 sheets that come with the kit, 7 or 8. And then I put 2 on a page, so I did 2 or 3 of those pages. But it got me all of this, and because it's all straight lines, it didn't take that long. I'm also going to put this in there. Maybe I'll round these edges. You can just cut it with a scissor too, or leave them straight and a square. It's fine. The imagery in this one is really cool. It's got an eclectic mix of patterns and fairies and just different backgrounds that you can use. So you do something like that. We can take a little stamp, and maybe I have a little moth stamp here. And if you want to go fast, just use the same stamp over and over again. All right, and then we can put a little tuck back here. So I can take something like this. And then I can punch it like a side tuck. Now you can also send these out for Happy Mail. So, you could put a little note in there, a little tea bag would be fun. Just what you would normally send in Happy Mail. If you send Happy Mail, you want stuff that's flat, obviously. A book of stamps is always nice to send someone. So, and then we will glue this one down as a tuck. So that one is done. So I'm a couple of hours in between the cutting and doing this, but I'm going to have a huge stash that I've built up. And you can go to town, you can do some stuff on the back. Maybe what we can do is get my favorite script stamp out and we'll stamp the back. I tend to pull everything towards me. It's like an old bad habit, but I have to reset more often these days. All right, so I'm just putting some down here so that I can, I want a different ink. All right, so just some ideas. I want to give you some ideas, and then we can go make a bunch more. It is a mass make, right? And then I'm not going to, put the whole thing down. I'm just going to stamp little bits of it. Like that. You can barely see it, but it does add a little interest. We'll keep this out on the desk. We'll put you there. There we go. So that, we'll call it done. Now you can also dress them up. We can put some sequins. I brought out some sequins to kind of match this theme a bit. And they're gorgeous. Sequins are so cheap. I got these at the Dollar Tree. No, yes, the Dollar Tree. And they were 6 packs. Like, they were little packs, but there were 6 different colors in them for $1.25. You can't beat that. I'm using E6000. This is the one that you can make the glue dots with. You can make the glue dots and then pull them up and use them in card making and things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the Posh Paper Lady on YouTube. She was the one that introduced me to that. And yeah, it's a fun little make. You can make your own glue dots. So I have 2 colors in here. And take that one and that one just to add a little bling. If you have like these, we could use some of these maybe. adhesive gems. So you could do something like that, but this one is done. We can put a little something in there, but sometimes I like to leave little spots blank in case I have different bits from my theme. What did I do? Oh, I put this all upside down. How funny is that? All right. I can fix it. I can fix it. You know what? I can fix it. It's an upper top now. It's fine. It works. And then on this side, you can just tuck something in. See, like, we all make mistakes. It's easy, though. It's easy. Let's keep going. You'll see it gets better, I promise. All right, so we have this one. We'll make a bunch. They will get better. We all make mistakes. I'm constantly... You know what, though? I find that when you're faced with a challenge, it builds your brain. So, you know, if it happens next time, you're quicker to get to the finish line with it. So don't worry about the mistakes. I'm making them on camera in front of all of you. So it is what it is. I'm not a robot. You're not a robot. Well, maybe you're a robot if you're watching this, but most of you are not robots. And I'm just going to make mistakes. It happens. All right. And then the back. All right. So I think what I'm going to do just to make this go a little faster is I'm going to ink through all of these so that they're inked, and then I'll come right back. Okay, I didn't ink them all. We'll be here all day. But for the sake of this video, there's a bunch we can do. And I also wanted to do this one that wasn't a file folder, just so we'll do that next, just so you guys can see that you do have other options. And I was looking for a circle punch, but I don't have one. You could just use a circle punch. You could also cut it out with a scissor. This is going to be a tuck, so I'm just going to use this came with my envelope maker. I get questions about it. It was a Hobby Lobby purchase. I'll just show you quick. It came like this. I was looking for the scoreboard that was smaller because I have a really big one. I needed something smaller, so I bought this, and this was with it. And I was like, oh, you get a free punch. I didn't realize it's an envelope maker. It's like a mini envelope maker. I have the bigger one from We Are Memory Keepers, but this is like the Hobby Lobby version. I also see these on Amazon, and there's a link in my description if you want to get something similar. People ask because they like the way I use the punch, but it also makes envelopes. It's a bonus. All right, and I'm just going to glue this flap shut now. So you don't necessarily have to cut off the pieces, just use them in your make, right? All right, let's try not to build this one upside down. All right, so what do we have in here? That's not really showing up. This is really pretty. I like that. So I'm just going to round the corners on this. It'll push back some of that marker that I did, and it will just make whatever I put on top of it pop. You can make these, you know, I'm making them in my grungy aesthetic, but you can make them in your own lovely aesthetic, whatever that is. I'm just going to tear some of this. This is from my Rendezvous kit. It's a very shabby chic paper and junk journal ephemera kit. Also in my shop, heatherandjanstudio.com. Everything's in the description box below. All right, and so I think these two pieces will be fun together. Let's see what we have for accents. What's under here? Oh, she's pretty. I could just remove her from that scene. I want to get her wings. Be very careful down here by her itty bitty feet. Now I can also make this a pocket. So do something like that. I think I want a piece of washi or something under it. That blue is very, very bright to me. I can kind of push it back with my ink. You may like it. I wonder if this would be better under it. Nope. Just kind of play with the three until I get what I like. Oh, I was going to make it a pocket. All right, come on, pay attention. All right, we don't want that sticking, so. All right, good. So if I make this a pocket, then I have an opportunity to add something else to it if I want. I may not, but at least I have the option. And I did bring out some pretty washi, so. So I think that looks good. I have my pocket. I wanted to show you this, that if you didn't have a file folder die, you could just kind of come in here and cut it out on your own. So you don't necessarily need, if you really want to make it look like a file folder, you just kind of clip these edges like that. There you go. All right, moving on. Let's get her in place. Maybe some washi, we'll see. So we can put a piece of washi down the side. Maybe a solid because there's a lot going on. Oh. That's it, right? It just adds a little interest. We could put a little something up here too. We can go in the same color or something completely different. I don't have anything wider at the moment without leaving, so I'm just going to use what I have. This one's a little lighter, so see, it's like I'm not even thinking about it. And what do we have? We have Secret Meadow. She looks like she'd be in a secret meadow. Right, so that's that one. And let's say you didn't want to put any paper, you didn't want to get into sewing or doing anything like that. You can just kind of glue down a piece of paper. So I'm just looking for a scrap. I have this grungy one. Really can't see that well. Okay, of course, no scraps when I need them, so let's see, where is my fold? Okay. So you can just cut a scrap and then we can glue that down and we'll have some journaling space that way, or a place for a sentiment if you're doing this kind of like a piece of Happy Mail. And then you could tuck a little tea bag or gift card in the side there. That would be fun. So just from 2 book pages, a little ink, a little marker. If you're really good with illustration, you could put some gesso down and get your watercolors out and do something like that, or just draw on it after you push it back with the gesso. And where you're not sticking. Here we go. This paper is a little wobbly. So what are you guys mass making for March? Are you? tell me in the comments. And also, just tell me where you're tuning in from. Say hi. How'd you find me? Are you new here? Are you not? Well, I know all you guys who've been here for a while. And thanks for coming back. And I saw this little thing. Look at that. Such precious. So I'm going to put this on here with a little something behind it. Maybe we'll put some more washi because we had that on the front and it kind of carries it into the inside a little. Maybe a floral one. I think this blue. Maybe this blue. So we could do something like this. We're not even gluing it. We're really just letting the washi hold it. Like that. And then since we have a side tuck here, what's in here? These are too big. Might be a smaller one. Ooh, she's cute. I think we'll use that one. Pretty. As kind of like a note card, a journaling card, but again, you could just stick a little tea bag in here, a little piece of candy, anything that works in flat mail. And they go together quick. I mean, they really do. I'm talking and fussing about, so there you go. Done. Okay. Moving on. All right, now we can get into a rhythm. I have some of this. I think what I'll do with this one is just do some strips. And then put my picture over the strips. I think I want raggedy edges on both sides here. Like that. And then maybe I'll take a piece of this. And we can kind of just, let's see, what do we want to do? This one, because that's what's bothering me. It's too straight on one side, so jamming me up. All right, let me just glue them down. I'm not even going to ink them. Yeah, so I could do something like that. Just to kind of push back the book page a little more. If you're not using book page, then that's not what it's for. But if you are, it just helps cover up some of that excess book page there. Painting my desk again. Okay. We got that. What are we going to put down on here? What do we got? Oh, I like this. Fairies are real. What else? What else? She is beautiful. I also have this one. She's grumpy. one of my favorites. Maybe we'll put her on a grungy one. I like this one. Okay, I am going to ink this. And I feel like I could put another one on here. Or I forgot about the fussy cuts. I have a mushroom too. That one might work too. Decisions. No, I think I'm going to stick to my original. And I think I could fit another image on there, so we could kind of have a dual fairy image. You could also, maybe we could put a piece of lace or something. Trying to think with the fairies. I have a little bit of this. I can make this work. It's wired. I'm gonna need some Fabrifix for this. So let's put that on when we're done, just because I want to work on the inside too. And inside, I'm gonna do the little booklet. So like that, and I'll probably round the corners. Oh, that's a little too tall. All right, just make it just a bit shorter. There we go. And let's see how that lays out. Yeah, I want to round the corners a bit. I didn't think it was going to do very well. Okay. And that will go in there. I'm just going to sew it quick. Okay, came out a little wonky, but that's okay. I don't mind. Again, just going to add a little accent stamp. And then I'm going to put in a pocket. That'll work. I think I have a little mushroom I could add to the pocket, which I think would be cute. I don't know, fairies and mushrooms go together to me because they're woodland. Let me know if that makes sense to you. So. And when you put these in your journal, you know, you've spent a little time on them. It's not just like a tag you cut out and kind of stuck in the journal, which is also very much fine. It's fine. But if you're making journals to sell or to give as a gift, you know, you might want them to stand out a little. All right, and there's little words in here, so let me find one. I know that there's a whole stack of them. All right, I like Enchanted Woods. I think this is the same one, but it's smaller. And there's more words on my desk because they look like scraps. Like that. And then over here, I think I'm going to do like a flip. Maybe this way, then it's easier to write in. And I'll just put it down with some washi. And then I'll put a little journaling space underneath it. Just some options. I'm going to have to get out some wider washi though. But sorry guys, I am not sure what is up with my throat today. It's being annoying. And here. Just put this down as a little extra journaling space. If you don't like to round corners, just clip them off. Who says we can't? Nobody. Nobody says so. All right, let me get a wider washi. All right, I have all these, so maybe, ooh, this one, it says believe, believe, believe. Let's see. Yeah, you don't want it to go over the edge because then it won't flip, right? All right. I was trying to put it down lightly so that I could even it up, but it just doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Okay, I think that's appropriate. And then I'll put that in here, like so. And you can glue it too. And then on this side, I always like to add some additional washi because I just think it makes it a little more solid. It doesn't have to be a full piece, but I just think it makes it a little more secure and doesn't let it, you know, kind of fly that way. And it gives it a more grungy appeal anyway. Okay, so that's that. And that one's done. Oh, it's not because we have to put that little bit on and maybe a word. So come on. I'm going to cut some of this back. I don't want it impeding on her too much. And then I have whispers. I think I have some other fairy sayings that I can also pull out. Because there's some words in this, but you probably need a few more if you're making a lot. If you're just making one or two pieces, you'll be fine. like that. And maybe we'll use some sequins here too. This is here, so I'm just going to use this. It'll work fine. Start with that. They're actually two different blues. This pack came with 4 different blues and some greens. And it was $1.25. Can't beat that. They can use sequins forever. These things will be around forever. I'm not making a dress. There, just a little something. So that one is done. You could put a word on here too. I'm going to say that's done. I can always add that when I'm adding it to a journal, right? See, you guys can do this. I know you can. All right, what do I got? Let's get her into the mix. I'm gonna get the grungy one out. And maybe I'll go this way. She's so grumpy, such a grumpy fairy. Maybe her wings are heavy. That might work. Let's try some of that. That might work. I can actually glue that down, but I am going to tear it more. Does need something else. That's why the 3s are always good. What else did I bring out here? I don't know if it'll work. We'll try it. Now, if you're making something, you know, a little prettier, you could try some vintage wallpaper in yours. I'm just going to go the other way. That might work. That is very matchy to that, so that's not going to work. I'll go back to my ledger. I don't want to have too many things on my desk because then it just gets out of control. There we go. All right, let me ink this. And there's a couple other things you can do to kind of grunge this up a little more if you're in the grungy aesthetic. So if I'm going to put her like here, say, I'm going to run a little stitch here. We'll see how it goes because this is crunchy. Okay, because this is like aged paper, very old. See how it skipped all the stitches? I love it. I love when that happens because it just makes it more beautiful in my book. So, and this, I'm just going to take down. Sharp edges, I just don't like them. Okay. So something like that. So this one has to go down first. then this one. So it's just 3, and then you can build from there. It's super easy, guys. I know you can do it, even if you've never done it before. Just practice. I say it all the time. It's only paper. If it doesn't come out the way you like it, just recycle. It's fine. I like that a lot. And maybe we'll try some of these really pretty dots. I think it's kind of I don't know, because that's so grungy, I think it'd be funny. So maybe these. Put like one up here. And then it's a new pack. I like that, the unexpected, you know? These are a little darker. And maybe I'll just put you up here because I want to put a word on it. Kind of like that. You put a little button or a piece of lace and button. That always looks nice too. Right. Don't have time for that. I'm just going to use Enchanted here because she's so grumpy and I think it's funny. Because that's my kind of stupid humor. I'm also going to kind of push this back a little because it's very purpley and this is blue. So let's see what we can get here. Sure. I like it. There's a lot of paper and there's a lot of text going on in here. So I'm going to put this down and then I'm going to put a pocket down. And then maybe on the other side, I will just put a picture, you know, one of these pictures. So this gives me a little writing space. And then I don't want to cut her off. What else? That one's cool. Oh, this kind of matches the front. They're a little happier than her. Let's try that. I'll cut it down. I have a set of tags and you're going to have to clip your wings, little girl. Tags and journaling cards that are in this theme in my shop. If you're interested, it's I think it's called something Angels, Little Angels or something. I love it. And you get a bunch. So if this is kind of like stuff that you use all the time, you might want to check it out. And again, most of the stuff I'm using here is in the description box below. They are my Amazon affiliate links. You don't pay anymore, but anything you buy supports the channel. So thank you if you do. All right, we're going to do that. So this goes that way. That's fun. I can glue that down on a page too and then make it a side tuck or something. And then this will just be a flip. And then here I can make a tuck with I like this one here. Oh, where'd my ruler go? Let's just use this. I don't know. It's sitting here. Why not? We'll just make a little divot like that. You can just tear it. You can. I got ink everywhere. It's all worth it for you guys. It's all worth it. And for my mass makes. I need stuff. All right. So that's... And then I can get a piece of washi on there too. Just a little extra. It's not going to really serve a purpose. It's just going to be pretty. And haphazard. I don't know another word for it. Like that. I have a little of my homemade vintage tape. So, can add a bit of that there. Very grungy. What can we put in this one? Oh, we have another one of this. I like that for there. Sure. Let me round the corners on this one. Little ink. I think when you have these like this too, it's fun if you can use embossing on it because it's so monochromatic. Use a clear embossing, or you could go over it with like a distress emboss because with a color and then make it pop more. You could also color it in with colored pencils. All right, so that's that one. We're getting them made. We're getting them made. Let's do something a little simpler. We will just put her on there like that. Around the corners. So I'll do, we'll just do something that's a little quick and you don't have to think too much about it. Maybe that's your jam. Because we did some involved ones. They don't always have to be that way. All right, what's here? I ran out of words. All right, hold on. I think I have some quotes that are fairy related. Fairy-esque. Let's see. Love. For that, I don't know. That's like half a quote. One touch of nature makes the whole world kin. Maybe. I've got this gigantic box. So I'm going to find something. It just takes some digging. Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. I love that. Oh. I don't know if I believe that Einstein said it, but maybe. And then I have these strips that I always make when I am uninspired or just need to get into the craft room and I don't really have a plan. I just sew strips of paper and it just takes the edge off. I don't know. A lot of times it helps me get my mojo back, and they come in so handy. So like, I could put something here. But this is, you know, this is my look, the thing that I like to do, grunge stuff up, so. Perfect. And then inside, I'm going to do the pages. So I'll do those in pink since this is a pink look. Pulling everything towards me. And how about, instead of sewing this or using it as a booklet, we'll just glue the whole thing down. This was supposed to be a quick one, right? So we'll just do this, and then we'll do another quick one, and I'm quickly building my stash. Now, of course, you can get really involved in these too. For this video, I just wanted to show you what's possible and that you can do this. You can absolutely do this. But you can just go to town, which I like to do a lot. I really like to spend a lot of time on little bitty things because it makes me happy. It just does. It just makes me happy. All right, and then we can just take our little stamp. We can do something like that, and it's done. You don't have to do the other side because you can just use that to glue it down inside a journal. If you want to do the back, then you can make it a floating pocket. It's all good. What do we got here? Why don't we turn this one into like a flip down. This is kind of cool. It fits perfectly. Just going to round the corners. Fairy silhouettes. And then you can glue this in your journals or on a piece of Happy Mail or a card around the back so that it can be a pocket or a belly band. And let's see if I have a word in here. I have enchanted. And then I'll show you something on the inside that's a little extra that you can do also. So really easy. We're not a lot of effort. We're like a couple of minutes in. If you wanted, they're holding like little flowers in their hands. You could come in and put some embossing on there or some glossy accents. All right, so let's, on this one, let's make it a flip down. I think I want this paper because I want it to be longer. So want to do is have this so that it flips up. And that you can pull it down. So where is my crease? Let's do this. Okay, and then that crease will match that crease, like so. And then this one we're gonna actually fold into itself now that we know where we're folding it. You could zigzag it. I just kind of like it this way. Okay. And then the only part I'm gluing is this top. I might have to work with that a little. Not exactly perfectly even. There we go. And then actually we'll glue this side too, just for ease, because you could just leave it, but then we'd have to build that out, and I'm trying to go fast. So. And then this would pull down, it would be extra space. And we can again, you can use anything. Actually, let me get a different stamp. I have one I want to use. I think this will work with it, and I'm not going to get a block or anything. I'm just going to do it with my hand. Like that. And then we can just close it up with a little paper clip. All right, so I didn't have any out. These teeny tiny paper clips. You can buy them on Amazon. I think they got on the scene through Tim Holtz. Before I do that, I want to put a piece of washi on it just to give it some pizzazz. No pizzazz. It's always good. So I'm just going to take my piece of washi. Super easy. We're going to bring it through and then up to that where it kind of it's in the center there. That's it. You can do that. There we go. And you can stamp something on there if you want, but we're done. Okay, moving on. We'll do one more, and then I'll wrap it up because we've made quite a few. I do like her. Oh, I also like her. She will really pop here. Yes. And then what do I want under it? Maybe pink. Maybe some of this, because this kind of has a pink hue. I'm thinking with the green. Maybe some with the numbers. Let's see what we get. that's just a lot to put if I'm just going to show it out the bottom. So just trading up a little. No, it's too structured kind of for that look. So I think I'll just get maybe a piece of this and sew it. I'll put a stitch in it and do that. Okay, and if you don't have a sewing machine, you don't like to sew, they make stamps that look like stitches. You don't have to stitch it. You could use, you could draw in stitches. So options there. Just to kind of add something else here, right? Wasn't sure where it was going to end, so I sewed it all the way down, but it's going to end there. So, yeah, don't get caught up on what you don't have. Just get making with what you do. Gotta start where you are. Very nice, very nice. I think we can find something to go in here. I think Wanderlust fits. What do you think? I mean, look at her. I think she's got a little Wanderlust in her. Kind of picks up on that pink. By the way, these words are free on my Ko-Fi. If you want to get it, it's ko-fi. The details, though, everything's in the description box under the video. I always put stuff there. All right, so that looks good with, you know, I still get my torn edge there, which satisfies my grunginess, my need for the grunge. And then here, we could do like a flip out here, or maybe even down here. I just got to trim this some. I'm going to use a trimmer because everything else is pretty straight edged in here, so why not? Plus I only have to trim a little, and chances are it'll just rip right out from under my ruler anyway. I need a bigger desk, guys. Let's see. That'll work, and then I can put a picture on here too, and then we can just put some writing space up there. Okay, let me ink. I'm thinking while I'm inking. And hey, maybe all this grunge is not your thing, and that's fine. We all have our own thing, right? So go get the glitter and go get the pink paint and do it your way. It's all good. Can look like your MySpace exploded inside. Oop, I gotta do this side. Whatever happened to MySpace, Justin? Justin Timberlake bought it, right? And then nothing. Thought he was going to try to revive it. Thank goodness he didn't. We don't need MySpace. I know some of you had a MySpace. Okay, what are we going to put here? Let's see. She's too big. Most of those are too large. That one's going the wrong way. Some of these. Isn't that pretty? This is a fun set. Oh, there we go. We could use her finally. Oh, that'll work. I'll just trim a little bit off her feet there. I'm going to be reorganizing this for the next 20 minutes. I think I could get away with a little off the top too. Sorry, miss, you have some pretty shoes, but we need you to fit in this space. There we go. Another little added surprise. Like that. Right? Yeah. So I would kind of glue this in like this, or make it a floating. I want to put something here. Do I have any glue? Oh, this will work. Okay, and we'll punch it. Let's see. We'll punch it over this side for some balance, because she's on that side. Okay. And then I think I want a butterfly there, or something. I have a box of butterflies and a small one. I like that one. All the toys are out. All the toys are out. All right. Got a little gold in it, but that's okay. You don't like that sort of thing, you could always push it back. Okay, and then maybe her. I can trim her a little. This is just a fun pack to work with. I have one that's on the farm also, if you're into farms and farm animals and cute stuff like that. More to come. This is what I have for now, but it's got a variety, so that's why I call it an ephemera building pack, because that's what it's perfect for. And then this flips out. Let's stamp that. See how I can get carried away? I could literally spend an hour on one of these, but that's not really, it's not really very productive for what it is I want to do. I need something under this. You're here, why not? Oh no, I don't. I guess I don't. There we go, some lines, and then we can bring this guy back. Like so. Perfect. I don't know, it's just the perfect little bit. I love it. I am going to add, because it's a flip, I just want it to be kind of clear. So I'm going to put a piece of washi here and I'm going to fold it in a way that makes a tab. If the washi will cooperate. Come on. There we go. So just like that, and then it's like, oh, there's a flip. Okay, and you're done, but also need a paper clip. I just saw one that I could use, so I'm just gonna grab that. Like so. All right, so I will clean up and then we'll go through them. All right, guys, I've cleaned up the desk and this is what we have. So let's flip through them. I did a couple on my own. I think this one and maybe this one, but we'll go through them. I'll just show you all the makes. They came out so sweet and they're so easy. We did the 3-piece rule that I told you about, which is very important. So here's what we have. And guys, there's a little Easter egg in this video. So if you find it and comment below, I'll send you out a little happy mail. And yeah, so we've got this one and we've got this cute one. It's got some keys. This is one I did off camera. Just some hidden spots there. Very simple. You guys saw how simple these are. They are very easy to make. You can definitely do this. Look how cute she is. I love these little paper clips with the piece of washi on top. So very simple. And you could even do it with a larger paper clip. So simple, but really effective. More of those sequins that I love. You guys can do this. You can definitely do this. It's so easy. It's scraps. It's just some folded papers. And think of all the ways that you can kind of go in and make each one unique. This one I added some embossing on the wings just to dress it up a little stitching, but you don't have to. This is a double pocket. I mean, how cute. It's just torn paper, guys. You can do this. I am super excited, and I really hope that you will try this. These are gorgeous. You can make a lot quickly, which is part of why Mass Make March is so awesome. And this project is definitely going to stay in my repertoire and I'm going to make many more. So thanks for watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to look for the Easter egg, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day or night. Bye!